taken a while for me to really enjoy myself, on stage and listening back in a recording studio. There were years and years where I was not satisfied with what I was hearing. Other people thought it was good enough, and but I always wanted to, be more confident, be more solid with it, just comfortable with it. Oh, I don't know. It's a mystery. It really, after all of these years, I really have no set way, and I don't know when something's going to come down the pipe. My fingers will do something, and it'll trigger a song, a whole song. This song came together very quickly, and I don't even, I had to relearn it because not only that, I move so fast sometimes because I get excited, and I use my telephone, I record it, and then I move on. And then I think, why didn't I film it? Because I'm trying to figure out what I did. And the worst thing is to not make a note about what capo position or what tuning, if it's an alternate tune. And then you're like searching, trying to backtrack in your mind. How did I do this? Oh, that doesn't work. And it's frustrating, and it could easily be avoided if I was just a little, slower. It's funny that this is the first track that we're working on, and it's called The Real World. There's a kind of synergy going on. It's all kind of fitting together. That's the way I feel about it.
No problem, man. We'll have a nice pot of coffee waiting for you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, drink tea, probably.
Tea, no problem. Oh, no problem. All right, man.
I have a whole lot of guitars, and I think they're all my dear friends, and they all have different voices, and they inspire different kinds of songs, This is one of my go-to guitars, a guitar that I go to often for writing. It's made by a man named Juha Lottanen in Helsinki, Finland. It's a redwood top, and it's a very warm sounding guitar, but it has a lot of punch. It's a kind of, I love it for bluesy stuff,
Wanna see a change in the world? I know you do. You wanna see a change in the world? Make a change in you. Wanna see a change in the world? Make a change in you.
I don't know, I think I came up with the guitar riff. I changed the tuning of the guitar to something alternative, and I found something, and then it just spun itself. That's the best way I can say it.
I have to say that this studio, and inadvertently, Peter Gabriel has played a part in the title of the album, although I think Solo in the Real World, which is what the album was going to be called, is very much, I suppose, an entity of its own, because Eric is very much about him and his guitar. And I think the world for him is a very, very different world to everybody else's world.
You don't have to do that in version. I think in the bass it's nice if I do it. But it's good. I like the sound, the watery sound. This is one of those really soothers, This is it's church in a way for me, It's got that those gospel overtones, where it's got a kind of vibe that will remind you of Sam Cooke or early Bob Marley stuff, you know, Curtis Mayfield, that kind of secular.
Oh.
Yes.
Eric Bibb at his best.
Oh, look at that.
I just had to throw that in there.
Yeah, thank you.
A legend's a legend.
And in the section where there's no singing, organ or
Yeah, feel it out. It's
Yeah.
kind of nice without it getting too...
Yeah. I hear you. Well, it's exciting because we have some wonderful singers coming on board to do some live stuff, you know.
Get to know your neighbors, especially the ones who don't look like you.
Eric is Eric, his whole nature, and that's what makes his music very real. You know, he's not pretending to write these songs, these stories. It's stuff that he believes in, subjects that he believes in, and he is like that. So that's what, to me, makes it very real. Yeah.
I didn't know everything on the record, but when I listen to a record, I think, wow, he said so much. What more is there to say? And then he comes with another aspect, like this one about everybody has the right. He always is a fighter for the people. So I think he's always gonna have something to say, to stand up for somebody somewhere, to show love, to show that everybody has value, and just to bring about a beauty.
The way they want to walk. Everybody's got a right to talk. We don't want to talk. Got a right to be who they choose to be. Long as they ain't hurting nobody, I do believe everybody's got a right.
Over these past few years, I can kind of tell that I've got to know Eric, I've got to know his sound, and even when we're sat kind of tracking things and he's trying things out for the first time, you almost work out this like instinct where you know what he's gonna like, what Glen's gonna like. Yeah, you work really well in these like the first phase of the whole thing, and then you send it off to Glen. He gets to put all his magic on, and then he brings in all these other people, and it's fun to kind of hear the stuff that we did in Eric's living room, essentially.
Everybody's got a right to walk around without worrying about when the sun goes down. I do believe everybody's got a right. Everybody's got a right. Everybody's got a Everybody's got a right. Everybody's got a right. Everybody's got a Everybody's got a right. Dear lady, something like that. This is it. One more time.
My dad was a wonderful singer, and later in his life, after he'd had a chance to see my career developing and would come to see my shows, he lived in Vancouver, and I played quite a lot in his hometown of Vancouver. And he said, Eric, you know, it's phenomenal. He says, and he was telling this to me as a professional, as a colleague, you know, he was saying, Eric, you know, all you have to do is walk on a stage and you got him. He says, I don't know what it is. He was a little bit like, what do you got? You know, and he said, but you walk on a stage and people just, they're with you from the beginning. And I was so happy that he made that observation and told me that, because it's nothing I think about. But to specifically answer your question, it's definitely something that comes with time, because being able to actually be appreciated for just who you are, not because you're an acrobatic, fantastic vocalist or anything like that, but just because I wanted to do what I do naturally. I didn't want to put on any airs. I wanted to develop this singing troubadour, self-accompanying acoustic songster. I wanted to develop that whole art in a natural way without having to resort to any tricks or any, and that's what I've worked on, just trying to really stick to what feels natural to me. Well, I gotta say, I've been doing yoga intermittently, like on and off for decades. There was a period when I did it every day. That was good, but I fell off that regime. And if I do it 3 times a week, I'll feel like I've really been a good guy, Tell you what, man, once when I was a kid, and I didn't even know it was yoga, but I actually managed to, I was on the lawn of a friend, a girl I was trying to impress, and I put my legs behind my neck, both of them. I got it there. I don't know how I did it, but then I couldn't get out of it. And I'm on this lawn rolling around, like trying not to panic and, trying not to say help, but I really needed help getting my legs unlocked. It was a bad moment.
Was she impressed?
No. No, not at all. I need to know, when was the first time you heard me or saw me perform? I mean, how did this whole connection begin?
Well, it feels like it has just been my whole life that I've listened to, which is
Wow.
So surreal, and to be sat with you is so surreal. We were trying to remember the first time I saw you. I've seen you many times with my family.
I met your mom recently. She came to one of my shows in London recently, I think it was.
You can only imagine how dramatic. She's so emotional. I bet she freaked out.
Well, actually, she came to the signing table where I was, and I think she was teary.
Yeah.
It was like, wow, man.
Yeah.
She said, I don't know if you know my daughter, but she's an actor. And I said, Lily? And she said, yeah. I said, yeah, we've actually been communicating.
Yeah. And I was going to keep it as a surprise, so she then called me. She's like, what's happening, And because also for me, my father, he passed away when I was 18, and The Light Was Worth the Candle was the song we played at his memorial, and I listened to that song probably like every day. Wow. And
that song, I wrote it for my dad, thinking about him, and so that's funny that that was so important to your family. I just, you write a song and it means something to you, and you put it out in the world, and you don't know where it's going to land or who it's going to connect you with. It's funny that, the power of that. So I was thinking about, I would love to sing something with you, because you were such an avid fan of what I was doing, and I thought of that song, The Light Is Worth the Candle. But then I said, well, that's a kind of nostalgic song, and it's a good song, but maybe something that's really kind of in tune with, what's going on right now. And then I was listening to my back catalog, and I came upon Victory Voices, and I thought, that's a duet. So recording it with you, I tell you, I must say, I looked across at my wife, and we both had the same feeling, on certain lines. I just heard something in your voice that was just so in tune with me and the song and everything. So it was just a joy to hear. So. We're free.